Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 23 to 29, 2024. I do these readings weekly. I was doing them bi-weekly for a while, but now I'm back from traveling. Sometimes I will do bi-weekly ones if I am traveling. Makes it a little easier. But we are going to continue to do the weekly readings from now on. This is a reading for you if you are a Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising, or have some other significant Sag placement in your chart. If you're returning to this channel, welcome back. It's good to have you back again, and I hope that means that these readings are resonating with you. And if you do like these readings, please do hit the like button, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and if you do find these to be regularly helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you, and I hope you find this reading useful and enlightening. I do these a little bit different from other YouTubers. Just a quick mention of just a couple things. Down in the description, I have my link to my PayPal donation link, which, because some people do like to donate, and again, obviously nobody has to, but there is a link down there if that is something you choose, and I would like to just say thank you to those of you who have donated. It's very generous and very much appreciated. There's also a link to my website, liminalreiki.com, which that's what the business used to be called. Now it's called Transition Life Coaching, and you can find me on Instagram at transition.life.coaching for daily essential oil oracle card readings. That's a deck I'm going to be using at the end of this reading for you, just to pull a card to summarize the reading. And at liminalreiki.com, you can see all the services I offer in terms of spiritual coaching, astrology, Reiki, human design, tarot, oracle, and all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of experience with that. And I do a lot of work helping people through major transitions. And I make use of a lot of these tools. And on my Instagram channel, I do live streams and so forth where I show some of the things that I use, some specific methods that I use, as well as doing a daily oracle card pull. So, so with all that said, let's move on to the reading. I do a 12-card horoscope spread where I look at the houses of astrology, and I use the Cartouche deck, which is an Egyptian oracle deck that I acquired. I think I acquired my first deck in 1987. And so these are the ones I mainly use, and then I will clarify them with a tarot deck, and this week we are using the Guardian of the Night Tarot by MJ Cullinane, who also does really nice crow tarot as well. She's got some really nice animal type decks. Okay, so first house here, this is Aries. This has to do with you, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how you want people to see you. Okay, so you have Sphinx and you have the Page of Cups. So Sphinx, okay, so you may be in a little bit of a stage of withdrawal right now, Sagittarius. Now you have, generally Sag is associated with being outgoing, friendly, having a rather gregarious disposition, but I feel like there's something you're keeping from people or keeping back. I mean, you do have the Page of Cups here. So the Page of Cups is definitely a very gentle energy. This often comes up when there's messages coming in, sometimes when people are giving apologies and things, but Page of Cups can also just be that very gentle energy that may come with new love or new interest. In general, I just feel like there's a definite sense. I don't want to use the word innocence because I don't think that's the right word here. But I think when I'm looking at the Page of Cups here, I'm seeing more of an energy of I don't know, almost like, okay, it's almost like you've got some kind of a new situation, either a new thing that you're passionate about, or maybe it is an actual new love interest for some of you, but there's something going on here. I feel like there's some new energy here, but you're kind of keeping this from other people right now. Like you may be you may just be silently self-satisfied, There's that kind of energy connected to you right now. So whether this has to do with a person or whether this has to do with just some other situation that makes you feel emotionally fulfilled or happy, or at least shows a promising beginning, that's what's coming up for your first house. Second house is Taurus energy. Taurus is about your finances. It's Venus energy, and it has to do with money, possessions, sometimes with your values as well. Okay, so this is interesting. You have Seth. Now, when Seth shows up, this is the red card, obviously. In some versions, it's black, but this is the Stormbringer. This brings anxiety. This can bring obstacles, delays, difficulties, or challenges. Often come with Set. And so when I draw Set, you always draw a second card to see what that's about or what the solution is. And we have the Osiris. So Osiris is a card of stability and leadership and action. So I think there's definitely a positive sense that whatever the challenges or delays are, that you're going to be stable and okay, especially since your clarifying card is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is definitely a good financial omen here. Now, what's jumping into my mind is that some of you, this is definitely a card of sharing, the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like I've always felt Queen of Pentacles. There's different ways that people interpret that earth energy that's associated with this feminine. And by the way, when I say feminine, it doesn't mean that this has to be a woman. This could have to do with a man as well, or it may not have to do with a person at all. It's just a quality. But the quality of this is a quality of comfort, providing comfort, and sharing. So I feel like when this card is coming up, that you, maybe there's a sense that you have been sharing, and maybe there's been concerns about that, or maybe there's an oversharing, or maybe somebody is going to provide something to you. I mean, that's a possibility here as well. But the first thing that jumped into my mind is that if your finances feel like they're a bit out of order, you may need to get some control here. You may need to be rooted in what's realistic. If you are giving a lot of money away to a person or situation, you may want to think like, okay, is this something I can afford to do? But overall, I would say you may have concerns about financial stability, but I would feel like the Queen of Pentacles suggests that, the other possibility here is that the idea of sharing, it could be that you're sharing with others and others are sharing with you, or that there's kind of a community of support and empathy and just basically providing comfort here. So I don't know. I feel like whatever this excuse me, this financial challenge is, I feel like this is going to be overcome very, very quickly. You have the number 1 on here, so this could be something being solved in one day, even 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, whatever it is. I do feel like you can get yourself on solid ground, but I think the advice here is to be practical and take charge of whatever this situation is, so it doesn't create a problem. If it's a delay, then I still feel like you're going to be stable and okay. Third house is Gemini energy. This has to do with messages. If you're in your own business and self-employed, this is the area of self-employment. Sometimes it has to do with sibling relationships, so brother-sister relationships. And it can also have to do with short-term travel, like short journeys that you might have to make for some reason. Okay, so you have Isis with the sun. So this is certainly very positive because the sun is good news, good energy coming in, light being shed on something. Isis, again, has this kind of nurturing energy that we see with the Queen of Pentacles. But Isis sometimes also indicates that sense of mystery. So you've got the Sphinx card here in the first house, and I feel like, I don't know, there's a sense, like the High Priestess, this is a card that's almost like something is hidden behind the veil, okay? Again, there are strong, nurturing, and compassionate energies with this card, and sometimes it shows up with a situation where we need to persevere, but we need to be patient. Like there's something that has to be grown or nurtured to some degree, okay? But we have the sun shining on it, so I don't know. I feel like this is a bright, sunny kind of an omen. So I don't know. This could be communications that you have with people or with groups. This could have something to do with something going on with your business if you're self-employed, or again, this could be something between brothers and sisters. But there's this sense of somebody feeling like there's something mysterious, or there's something that they don't know, or there's something that's been hidden. But yet again, weirdly, like your first house here, there's still this very caring kind of an energy here. But I feel like whatever it is, like the warmth of the sun is going to come on. There's going to be somehow there's going, either if you're in business, your business may be spotlighted. It may be a time for growth and positive abundance. Things coming to you. And if there's situations or communications that may be unclear, there's a sense of just wait. because everything will become clear. The sun definitely brings clarity and positivity to a situation. So that's very good news. Okay, fourth house, this is Cancer energy. This has to do with your home. Okay, it has to do with family situations, your own sense of security, sometimes with the mother. Okay, so now we've got air with the Fool here. Some of you are thinking about making a move, like literally a physical move. Okay, this is a move of home when air shows up. And the Fool would suggest that whatever this is, there may be an element of risk to it. This may be the thing that you're not telling people about. Now, if you're not planning on moving physically, okay, this could also just mean that you are going to be making some kind of fundamental change to whatever makes you secure. Fool is definitely Aries energy, and of course air is its own element. The air signs are Gemini, Gemini, hang on a minute. I'm like, wait, I'm mentally going through the signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. For some reason I'm thinking Libra because it's Venus ruled. It's like, wait, is that actually there? You know, I had questioned myself there for a minute, but yeah. So that's the kind of energy associated with it. Doesn't necessarily mean that those people are involved, but I definitely feel like you are making a move or taking a risk. And maybe this is something that's challenging your sense of security. Maybe you think it's something that family would question or think is maybe foolish because we have the Fool. And yeah, and maybe that's why we're seeing financial things here. Like maybe you're thinking about making a move and saying, ooh, you know, is this a good idea? Is this, you know, is this a stable thing? I'll be interested to see what's in your 6th and 10th houses, because that may clarify some of this if it has to do with a job or, you know, some kind of income, or even the 8th house with other people's money. But yeah, I feel like, okay, so far what I'm seeing here is that you have an opportunity. You may be looking to make a move here. And, you know, maybe it's considered to be, again, a risky move, which may also involve a physical move. Okay, but there's some reason you're keeping this to yourself right now. This is something, and the page would suggest, yeah, messages, something new coming in. So I don't know, for some of you, there's some kind of a change, some kind of a risk you are thinking of taking. And right now, I feel like you are getting encouragement to actually do that. So let's go further. Okay, 5th house, this is Leo energy. Okay, so Leo has to do with creativity. It's a playful house, you know, creativity, things that we do for play. And I don't mean foreplay. I mean like FOR play, you know, things that you do for leisure time, you know, things that you do to relax or to unwind, hobbies, the things you do to enjoy. But it can also be creative ventures. It can be love affairs. Okay. So when I say love affair, I mean an unlegalized situation where you may be in a relationship or maybe you're looking for one. And also potentially with children. Okay. Because children also tend to have to do with play. But this is all the area of Leo. Excuse me. And you have Earth with the Devil. Okay, this is double Earth energy because Devil is Capricorn. This is a situation, there's a heaviness to this, okay? So this could be a child or a situation with a child or a lover where somebody, yeah, it's funny that I saw this over here. Maybe there's somebody you are giving to here financially or otherwise, or you are providing stability. Like there may be a codependent situation here with the Devil. So whether this is a lover or whether this is a child, like if you have children and you are supporting a child, maybe you feel like out of love, like, oh, I have to keep doing for this person. I think it's telling you you're not doing, okay, if it is a situation where you are giving money to a child, okay? And when I say a child, I don't mean like a little child. I mean, this would be somebody who'd probably be maybe an adult child, you know what I mean? I feel like you need to create a sense of independence for that person. What you maybe is creating is a situation of codependency where this person is not going to learn how to take care of themselves and may create this cycle where, yeah, you are going to be worried about your finances. So it's interesting because I don't often interpret the Queen of Pentacles in this house in that way, but that was really strongly what came into my mind. And seeing this over here almost confirms it. There is definitely somebody giving either to a lover or to a grown-up child, throwing too much money towards a situation like that. And it's not good. It would be creating a codependent situation. Now, if you're saying, okay, no, I'm not giving money to anybody, this has nothing to do with me, then there definitely seems to be the idea that you might have to watch out for, being this is the house of leisure, the devil sometimes has to do with indulgence. And there's nothing wrong with indulging in things, by the way, but there's an element of practicality and groundedness that has to be part of it. So don't go to excess. Don't over party, over drink, over, whatever. There's definitely a feeling about that. And generally speaking, you want to watch out for situations where there may be unhealthy attachments. So if you've just met somebody, if you have a new love relationship and maybe this person seems like they're very possessive and so forth, like these are all things that you may want to be looking out for. It could also just mean that you're getting involved with somebody who's a Capricorn. Maybe everything's fine, but I don't know. I feel like the devil with Earth is definitely about this idea of not allowing yourself to get stuck. And again, if this has to do with the creative project, there could just be some toxic element to it that is holding things back, so that you're not really able to move ahead. You may need to back away from things and take a practical view. This also could be about establishing stability or establishing both financial and otherwise. Okay. Okay, 6th house. This is Virgo, Virgo energy, and this is the energy of your health, any jobs that you might have. So this is the house of service. Sometimes it has to do with pets. And it can also have to do with things that you are worried about, because Virgo energy is it likes everything to be perfect. So there's kind of a perfectionist energy. And yeah, it's interesting. You have fire with the Hierophant here. So when the Hierophant shows up in this particular house, now you could be somebody who is a teacher, or maybe you do something with, Hierophant often can be a mentor or a religious leader too. So maybe some of you are involved with that. I mean, not necessarily. Hierophant to me more generally is about a mentor, a teacher. So you could be working as a teacher potentially. But the first thing that jumped into my mind with the Hierophant was tradition. Like you like to do things in a traditional way. And you have this with the fire card though. So fire seems to indicate, fire can be an inspiration, but I also feel like it's getting rid of things, like purging what's toxic, getting rid of stuff. So now in the health house, what this could mean for you is if you have not been feeling well, or you've been run down, or getting sick, catching viruses. Maybe, unfortunately, I'm hoping you're not one of those people who's had COVID or RSV recently, because it seems like that's going around. This could be a case of, fire is good news in the sense that it brings energy and vitality back. But it may be saying that this can be recovered through more traditional means, like so going to a regular doctor as opposed to doing something in alternative medicine or something like that. You know what I mean? Like there's a strong element of tradition here. If health is not on the table here, then yeah, it just seems to me that there's either a job situation, maybe a teaching situation where something needs to be rectified or cleared up or purged out in some way. This could actually literally be with clearing out clutter. In Virgo house, when I see fire, this could literally be like, okay, let's purge and let's get rid of things that we don't need. Let's make room in our lives for the new. So Hierophant sometimes has to do with moving to a higher level of commitment on something as well. So take it as it resonates here, but there's definitely an energy of clearing out and of perhaps doing something, either something related to teaching or doing something in a very traditional way. Okay, 7th house, this is Libra. Libra is about relationships. This is about legalized partnerships. So this could be marriages. This could be long-term relationships, business partnerships, any kind of contracts you have with people, or any kind of a situation that has a kind of a tie to it that's more significant than the tie we see here in the 5th house. And also, if you are looking for marriage, like if you're wondering if a relationship's going to be long-term, then this house would indicate that. Okay, so this is interesting. You have the Knight of Cups with the Crook and Flail. So for some of you, this could be an engagement, because the Knight of Cups is an invitation, and this would have to do with making something legal or legalizing something. This can also just be an invitation to a relationship. You'll be asked out, or you'll have an opportunity. It could be a business opportunity too. It doesn't have to be love, but cups generally have to do with love. Of somebody who is of high status, somebody who's visible, or somebody who may be considered an authority figure. Maybe somebody from work here at the Hierophant. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's somebody This could be a student-professor relationship, and I know people will say, oh, you know, you shouldn't have those, but I have seen those kind of relationships. The students don't necessarily have to be really young people, and the professors don't necessarily have to be very old. There are cases where I have seen that, say, graduate students marry their professors and stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but that is a potential interpretation of this that might apply to somebody. So, again, general reading, so I'm just throwing out the possibilities. So the Knight of Cups too, though, yeah, Knight of Cups sometimes can indicate somebody who's a distraction. It can indicate something that's more words than actions. But I feel like in connection with the Crook and Flail, there's definitely the sense of an invitation to something that's more serious. So if you're already married, this may not have to do with your marriage at all. Or this could be a renewal of vows, or it could be, I don't know. There's just something here. There's something here about moving something to another level, or this a lot of times has to do with authority, with confidence, with self-discipline, with things like that, with making something right. And being that this is the house of Libra, which is the house of justice, I feel like this has a strong justice inflection here, because this can have to do with, you know, legal matters that go correctly and so forth. So I don't know, maybe there's going to be an opportunity. There may be an opportunity for you or your partner, if you're married, to potentially set something right or to gain more visibility. That's another possibility too. So trying to cover all the potential bases here, but see what makes sense for you. 8th house, okay. So now we have Scorpio energy. This is transformation. This has to do with potentially other people's money. And it can also have to do with things that are a little more esoteric, that are hidden, and being you're dealing with some hidden energy here, that could be a factor here. Okay, so we have Lotus with the Empress. Lotus indicates a situation. Okay, there's anxiety when Lotus shows up, because Lotus indicates calming the mind or a need to calm the mind. So I feel like when this is showing up, it's, it could be suggesting that right now you are in a time of peaceful continuity. So if you think there's going to be a lot of upheaval, there may not be. Or there just may be that you just need to worry about getting yourself in balance, getting yourself grounded. The Empress is certainly a card of planting seeds and waiting for things to grow. Empress also comes up when there's opportunities that we need to wait till they come to us. I don't know, there's an opportunity to nourish something or to make something grow. And the fact that I'm seeing this Isis energy here, I'm seeing this change around in your environment, this need to let go of potentially mothering somebody. I don't know, for some of you, sometimes Empress in this house, being it's the birth and death house, maybe there's going to be, could be a birth of a child for somebody, or it could also have something to do with somebody's mother. Maybe, this is the house of other people's money, so for some of you, maybe there's something having to do with financial support coming from a mother, or this could be about you. Strong Taurus energy, in any case, as is the Hierophant over here. So there's a number of earth things. You've got Capricorn, you've got Taurus, and you've got some fire here too. You've got the Sun and the Fool. You've got Leo and Aries. But I think, yeah, there's some kind of a situation here where I feel like what you need to let grow is your own thing. Like there's some kind of like a risk or opportunity you need to take for yourself, and you need to not let other people's situations or even situations with children tie you down. There's some kind of situation where you need to let go or maybe set somebody free. Like if it's a situation that you feel like, well, yes, but if I don't help this person, they're not going to be able to this or that. And I feel like they are going to be able to, or they will figure it out, or they need to learn to figure it out. Okay. So Empress is more about, rather than you taking the initiative, letting things come to you, but this is also about things flourishing and abundance coming in. So overall, this is a very good omen. It's saying, if you're worried about scarcity, as we're seeing over here in the second house, this seems to be saying that no, abundance will be coming in, so you can calm the mind on that. 9th house is your own energy, Sagittarius, and this is Jupiter energy, so this has to do with expansion. This is about long distance travel. It's about higher education or educating yourself, or generally expanding beyond what we think of as standard, say, primary school education. and it also can have to do with religious institutions and things like that. Anything that expands your knowledge beyond the superficial or the mundane to the more spiritual, perhaps, that's all covered by this house, and sometimes legal matters as well. Okay, so you've got more Capricorn here. You've got Ta, which is the Capricorn card. And this is a card of building. This is a card of mastery. So with the Hierophant here, I don't know. Some of you, I feel like some of you may be teachers, okay? Maybe even university professors. It's funny that I'm seeing this professorial energy for somebody. It's interesting. But there's this idea of somebody who is a master. There's a strong energy of mentorship here from somebody who who is knowledgeable, who knows what they're doing. Now you have this with the World. So this could be something that is at a distance, okay? Because the World, it has to do with successful endings or completions. Maybe some of you are graduating from university, whether it be undergrad or grad. Maybe you are finishing something. Maybe you have mastered a subject now. That's possible. And maybe you're going to be taking a job in that kind of an area. Again, that's very individual, but that does seem like that would fit here for somebody. In any case, Ta definitely has to do with work, putting the work in. I mean, Capricorn energy is like having your shoulder to the wheel and your nose to the grindstone, as they say. So there just seems like there's like a lot of work to be done, and building something and establishing a structure for something, a structure for perhaps what's next for you. Because with the World, this could be that you're moving into a new phase. I mean, with the Fool down here, I feel like there is an opportunity to do something at a distance, at least for some of you. And the World does tend to have to do with travel or somebody from another country or somebody who's abroad. So yeah, take this as it resonates, but I definitely feel like there's this energy of, there's definitely an energy of expansion here, not letting yourself be tied by people and situations that may be tying you to where you are now, okay? Okay, so let's look at the 10th house. This is Capricorn, and this has to do with your fame, your reputation, your career. Sometimes it's father energy, and of course we do have a father card here. We have the Emperor. Now we have Urias here. So Urias says to me that something in your career life or something to do with whatever your legacy is, whatever you're known for, or want to be known for, something's going to take an unexpected turn here, because Urias indicates not having all the information. And I find this very interesting given that you have Sphinx here and you have Isis here. So again, there's this idea of something with your career is what it looks like, that you are keeping close to your chest, that you're not telling people. Maybe that's where this risk is. Maybe you're like, yeah, I don't want my family to know that I'm thinking about doing this thing or taking this risk. For some of you, this is going to be about going abroad. And there may be a perception that you have a commitment, say, to a family member or to a child or something like that. And when I say child, I don't mean little child. Obviously, if we have little children, there's commitments to little children, right? But maybe somebody who needs to be doing things on their own, and there may be a sense that, no, you need to be responsible for that person. But I don't know. There's some kind of a move, and I feel like it's saying whatever move you're looking to make career-wise, like keep it, again, it is saying keep it to yourself. And because with the Emperor, I have a feeling this is a chance for you to move up. I mean, you've also got Crook and Flail over here. Maybe this is going to be a partnership with somebody. It doesn't have to be a love partnership, okay? It can have to do with just, I don't know, a new business partner or something. Or this could be you, okay? This is a fire sign. You are a fire sign. So maybe there's a chance for you to either take control of something and be the person in charge, or there's going to be somebody here with this kind of Aries energy who's going to actually be part of whatever this change is and maybe instrumental in helping you take control or move in that direction. So very interesting there. Okay, let's look at your 11th house. This is Aquarian energy, and this has to do with your goals, your destiny, also with your friendships and your networks, your social networks. Okay, Nephthys with Page of Pentacles. Okay, so Nephthys indicates, again, it's really interesting. You have literally all the secrecy cards. Now, Nephthys sometimes indicates something that has not come to pass yet or hasn't come to fruition yet, okay? The word yet is very important because Nephthys, I mean, sometimes it can indicate like, oh, this isn't something meant for you. It's going to pass you by. But I feel like this is saying, no, there's something that's coming that maybe isn't on your radar yet, right? So if I'm talking about all of this and you're like, Rich, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about, this may be saying, well, it's because it hasn't quite come about yet. But there's also, it can also have to do with, being this has to do with your network and your friend group. This could be a surprise coming out of that. Maybe something's going to come out. Nepenthes has strong sister energy, so I don't know if that applies to somebody here. Maybe there's something going on with the sister. But I generally feel like what I feel like what's going on here is there's something that's yet to be revealed around your hopes and wishes, and it may be something, again, that comes out of your networks. I see that with a lot of people, that there could be that right person or that right connection that shows you the way to go. Now, Page of Pentacles, again, we have this strong student energy here. So I don't know, a friend who's a student, and again, Page of Pentacles does not have to be student. It can just have to be with a new opportunity or a new venture or a new plan that may be forming, although it may be saying you don't have all the information yet. So, you know, being in the planning stages is fine. You might not be ready for the execution stage, but the fact that this is the Page of Pentacles is opposite the Hierophant here. I feel like in some cases there's some kind of student-mentor relationship here. So maybe you are the mentor and there's somebody who maybe you consider to be in your network or in your friend group who is a student. You can take that as it resonates, but that definitely feels like a message for somebody, okay? And maybe, I don't know, for some of you, maybe that's the person you need to let go of. Maybe there has been somebody that you've been guiding through something and it's time to end that. It's time to let them take a risk, or maybe they need to let you take a risk. I don't know. There's just this strong energy of broadening your horizons, of getting out of where you are, of getting out of codependent situations. But also there's this whole element of secrecy, like something's going on and you really don't want to share it with anybody. And maybe at this moment, until you have more information, until there's more light to be shed on something, and, you know, not to officially talk about anything yet. Let's look at what's in your Pisces house. That's the 12th house, and that's about what's hidden in the sense of maybe what you're afraid of, what you don't want other people to know about you. Like if the first house is what people are seeing, this is what people may not be seeing. Okay, so you have Thoth with the 5 of Cups. So I feel like there may be feelings of regret or looking back on the past and grieving something that may be affecting your situation right now. Because generally this indicates, you know, you've got these cups that are spilled and broken. So there may be a focusing on that. Maybe that's why you're having a hard time letting go of some of these other situations. But you do have 2 cups standing. So there, you know, all is not lost here. There's definitely something to turn to. This is a Death's Head moth that we see on this card. And this is a card of transformation. It's time to let go of the past and transform and move towards new opportunities. And you have it with Thoth. So Thoth in the 12th and 8th houses particularly usually has to do with spiritual healing. Or karmas that are being paid. The fact that I see the World here in the Empress, I do feel like maybe this is a situation where a karma has been paid off. But those can also have to do with the right time for something. Things, you know, like things are kind of, opportunities are coming and things may be locking into place because for whatever reason in your life, the time is right. Whether it's astrologically, whether it's just, whatever it is, however you want to interpret that. If you're not a believer in that, then, you know, it may have to do with, there's just something about what's been happening in your life or what you've been trying to manifest that the time is getting to be right for it. So you definitely want to be letting go of the past here. And I feel like maybe unconsciously, you may not even be doing it consciously. Because, you know, I've seen that a lot of times in readings where it'll say, well, let go of the past. And it's like, I don't know, it's almost like saying like when you know, somebody dies or you've broken up with somebody and you're grieving it, for somebody to say, well, you know, you just need to move past that. Well, you know, it's not that easy, you know. But the number 5 does seem to be significant there because you have the 5 on the Thoth card and it's the 5 of Cups. And so there could be something in the next 5 weeks to 5 months that will, maybe even 5 days, because you do have Cups to me or days. So that's possible. It's not, you know, yeah, and you've got the Hierophant, which is number 5 over here as well. So 5s generally have to do with moments of change where we're kind of struggling with different elements, whether we're struggling with emotions, struggling with other people, comparing ourselves to other people, let's see, or just feeling that we are somehow an outsider or out in the cold, like struggling with those kinds of things. So yeah, so there's definitely some maybe not conscious, or at least something that you're trying to repress. You want to kind of bring that to the surface and let it go. Okay, overall you have the Three of Swords with Sirius. Okay, Three of Swords means a separating path from somebody. And yeah, so this says to me, when I'm seeing this devil energy here, there is some tie that needs to be severed, and it's not something you're severing out of, it may be something you would feel like you would feel a loss about, but whatever this tie that is that you're severing, it's something that needs to be severed. It's time for you to let something go and to heal. And Sirius indicates building on your own strength, because this is definitely a card having to do with strength. It also has to do with, new ways of thought. Again, there's this idea of expansion with Sirius, breadth of vision, thinking outside the box, thinking about, new ways to do things, forging a new path. This is Aquarian energy, and Pluto has just moved into Aquarius. So for some of you, I think in the Sag area, I think for you, there is some kind of major change coming that maybe is around a relationship for a lot of you. And so there may be challenges here for you to let something go and to move forward. But very interesting how I see this kind of student mentor energy here, or student teacher energy. If that makes sense for you, please let me know in the comments, because that's just, it's very interesting for me. And some of you, yeah, there's definitely going to be a move and a risk that you're going to take. And I feel like you're going to be like, some of you are going to be physically moving away from something. So let's see what we have here. Okay. So your card, this is the Essential Oil Oracle. And the names in the middle of the cards have to do with oils or oil blends. And this one is called Monthly. And okay, the key word on this is receptivity. And what it says, the trigger statement is, I am guarded. The true statement is, my heart is open. This is a time for you to receive new information. Open your heart to receive it. Okay, yeah, so you may be definitely tied to feelings about the past or feelings around the past right now. And maybe even with the Hierophant here, you could be tied to some traditional way of thinking. Maybe this is connected to your family. Maybe this is connected to this student-teacher thing that's going on here. It's really interesting. But there is strong mother energy as well. Mother and father energy, because we have the Emperor and the Empress here. So I don't know. There's some kind of a situation where there's some kind of codependency that needs to be separated. And there's something that you need to be doing a little bit more independently. But yes, this is the idea of open your heart. Don't close yourself off to certain opportunities. Yeah, I feel like there's some potentials here for something new for you, but you may be holding back at the moment. So yeah, I feel like there's going to be some changes in store here, but there is something that you need to let go of, Sag, so that you can effectively move ahead and move on to the next thing, which looks like it's going to be absolutely amazing for you. Thank you so much for watching this week. Again, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and if you want to subscribe and hit the bell notification, then you won't miss another one of my videos. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.